here. All right. Okay. just I just paid my water bill. Got out of the they have a parking spot now that the city designates for superheroes, and I took that parking spot because it says if you're active duty military, veteran, police officer, EMT, you're allowed to park there. So the city is trying to honor the military members, past and present, as well as like police and EMT, nurses, that kind of stuff. But so I took advantage because I'm a vet. But I was watching, I don't know if it was YouTube or Facebook, and I've been seeing, hey, Up in the House Records, how are you? So I was watching YouTube and Facebook and stuff, and I've been noticing those little reels, those little shorts that they show, and some of them were showing like vets going crazy, going off on fake military vets or fake military members. Okay, because apparently, with the country trying to make up for the veterans and stuff, a lot of people, when they see a military member or a veteran, okay, they come up and they greet them nicely, and sometimes they give them, benefits like discounts and all sorts of stuff that you can get as a veteran now that you used to not be able to get. So some people go out and buy military uniforms and put them on and walk around like they're either active duty or a former vet. And sometimes they stand on the street corners, begging for money, saying they're a homeless vet when they're not a homeless vet. So that kind of stuff is, I'm trying to figure out how to get out of here. Roads are one way around here. I hate cities. Cities have one-way roads, and if you go down the wrong, you're not familiar with it, and you go down the wrong way, you're kind of screwed. But anyhow, I got on the right way, so I'm out of here now. But anyhow, I was watching that video, and this veteran was actually accosting people. He was going up to them because, it's some young dude who had a military uniform, and he was in a shopping mall walking around like he was a military, active duty military. The guy went up and started, confronting him. And then they showed some others where he was out on the street, and he literally was grabbing people and pulling off their badges and flags and other stuff. And then, he said something to me that I needed to clarify. He didn't say it to me. He said it to the people that were pretending to be military. He said it was illegal. And, it was a federal offense, and they could go to jail for that because they weren't military and they were wearing military uniforms, so that people would think they were a veteran or current military active duty. And I was like, I think I need to clarify this unless the law has changed. So I decided to look it up a little bit more. Because see, when I went in the military, in basic training, they teach you like history, military history, like what the salute means, why certain countries salute down, palm down, and others salute palm up, all that stuff. They teach you, the history of soldiers and the military. But one of the things they taught us was that you can actually wear enlisted military uniform and even officer uniform as long as there was a problem with the uniform if you were an officer. Now, on the military side, they didn't care. So you could get a regular soldier's uniform, from the thrift store or whatever, and put it on and walk around like you were in the military, as long as you weren't trying to pretend you were in the military and get into the base or something, because they'd probably arrest you. But you could walk around and there was no law against it. You could do it. But if you tried to pretend you were an officer, there was a law against that because it was called impersonating an officer. And you could go to jail for that. So what they did was, like, for movies and TV shows and stuff, whenever they had to pretend to be a military officer, they would wear the uniform and have something wrong. Like, either, like on the army, they have these little bands. I don't know, the uniform might have changed, but on the army uniform, they'll wear it wrong, like improper. And there might be an extra band, a brand's wrong color or something, to show that it's not a real military uniform, even though it looks very, like, 95% similar. Then they could pretend to be an officer. They could not have 100% accuracy for being an officer. But enlisted, they could wear what the enlisted people wore, and there was not a problem. So when I was watching the video clip, and I was watching that vet going around grabbing people by their throats, or whatever, pulling off their badges and all this stuff, I was like, dude is, like, assaulting somebody in the name of him being a vet, and that somebody has stolen valor. And he's going to be the one that ends up in jail, not the faker. And that's how you get those headlines where former vet, maybe even decorated vet, goes wacko, and, some dude who was pretending to be military got attacked by him. Well, one, that vet that attacked the other dude is wrong, okay? The guy that, that was wearing the uniform, because it wasn't an officer, that was actually legal, okay? It's maybe not an ethical thing to do. You pretend you're a pretender, but you can't go around beating up people because they're wearing a military uniform and they weren't military. They're just pretending to be. Now, where stolen valor comes in is if they pretend to be military for personal gain, like they get the parking, like the parking that I took, if they were pretending to be military and they got some kind of gain on that, or they made money somehow, like, I guess if they were begging, if they were wearing the uniform and pretending to be a homeless vet or something, potentially they could, but you can't just go and attack them. I think you have to call the police or whatever and report it, and then they have to take them in, and then they have to investigate it and do all the stuff cities do. But somebody wearing enlisted, like a sergeant, staff sergeant, private, whatever, corporal, whatever, not an officer rank, there's nothing wrong with it. Now, if they wore a ribbon or a medal, like a Medal of Honor, Purple Heart, or whatever, then they could get in trouble. There was some confusion because I think back, I think when Bush was president, he passed a law called the Stolen Valor Act. And he said that anyone pretending to be military, like wearing military uniform, was in violation and could be put in jail. Then, because somebody had put on a uniform and I think was walking around getting donations from GoFundMe or whatever. They were getting money. And what happened was they took it to trial, and they said that he, in fact, was not doing anything wrong. That he, that having the ability to wear a military uniform was a form of protest. So that he didn't break a law. So that guy who did that, he won the case. But then when Obama became president, so they kind of threw away the stolen valor thing. But then when Obama became president, he brought it back. But they changed it this time to say that you could not wear the uniform with the badges, the Purple Heart and medals and other stuff like that. You could wear the uniform by itself if you were, pretending to be an enlisted person, because I think the officers are always still illegal. But if you were pretending to be money and stuff, like they say, okay, veterans can get in for free, and you weren't a veteran, and you wear this stuff, potentially somebody could put you in jail. But of course, I don't know how many times they would actually do that. Not unless it hit headline news or whatever because you stole a lot of money. But I think for the most part, the people walking around pretending to be military and stuff like that, nothing's going to happen to him. You start attacking him. Not having anything to do with. I think those people who were in the military during the George Bush era, you know, that was when the laws passed and it was negated, so it went away, and now they have it back, but it's not as strong as before. So don't go around attacking people just because they're wearing a uniform. If you suspect the problem, maybe call the police and have them deal with it. That way, you don't go up there and get arrested. Is my big thing. And the other thing, though, that was kind of crazy is real crazy vets. You know, some veterans feel that because they're a veteran, they're privileged. You know, that they demand the respect, they demand all this stuff. And case in point, I don't know, you know, some of you who are new may not know, but I used to go around selling knives for Hessler, and you would get hecklers and all sorts of people out in the audience. You know, you had to put on the show. It's like a live TV show almost to sell the knives. So you gather all the people there, and you get the audience out there, and then you put on the demonstration. And sometimes you get hecklers. And I remember one time I was in Vero Beach doing this at the Vero Beach store. And I kid you not, I had a really big crowd, and things were going good. But then this veteran, where he claimed to be a veteran, you know, he looked like he had mental issues. He looked like he hadn't bathed in a week or two, had long, stringy hair. And of course, he was wearing his military jacket, you know, his camouflage jacket. He was standing there in the audience and started screaming at me. And, you know, I normally just try to ignore them. And then he was saying that the knives were a ripoff, and that I was, you know, mistreating him and gave him a knife that didn't work. And I said, did you buy a knife? And he said, no, it was a free knife that we gave him. And he wanted another one, you know, and I was like, first off, that's the free knife. That doesn't have an unlimited guarantee like the other knives. But I just wanted to get him out of there. So I said, look, we normally don't give away free knives to somebody who complains, because those aren't under warranty. The only ones under warranty are the ones we sell. But I'll go ahead and give you a knife. You just need to step down and you know, let me finish my show here. I'm trying to earn a living. And he says, look, I'm a military vet. And he, you know, that's how he started off, to tell everybody he was a vet, and said that I was scamming him and all this crazy stuff. And, you know, people were trying to watch my show, and, you know, he just kept going off and screaming and disrespecting me and stuff. And I'm like, I lost it with him. Because finally I said, listen, buddy, I know you think you're the only vet in here. I'm a vet. So get the fuck off my stage. So I'm screaming this out during my knife gig at Vero Beach. And he was like taken aback, because I was about to rip his freaking throat out. Because I was like trying to stay calm, trying to stay cool, because, you know, I'm the nice salesman. But I screamed at him, and then I jumped at him and was ready to just rip his throat out, because he kept going on and on and on and cussing at me and saying that he was a military vet and he deserved respect and I was scamming him and blah, 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 blah. And I said, dude, look around you. I'm willing to bet that more than half the people here are former military, and they're not wacko like you, going around screaming at everybody else, declaring that because you're a vet, you deserve all these privileges. So then the show kind of ended, of course, because we were way off script at this point, you know, and I was shaking, because I was like, I had to calm down. I was ready to rip his throat out. So then I was like, well, I just blew all my sales for this show. So I was like, okay, listen, you know, and all the people were still there. There was like probably about 20 people there. I was like, listen, y'all go about your day. I need to take a breather. I'm going to take a break. And then I guess all these people felt sorry for me. They all came up and started buying knives like crazy. I was like, okay, so it kind of worked out good, but I was still like, man, what an a-hole to use your status as a vet and demand that you have special treatment and everything because you were a vet. I don't think it's right, you know. I think it's nice that the in America, at least for now, society has decided that it's trying to make up to the veterans and treat veterans with a little bit more respect and a courtesy, and trying to give some side benefits to pay back the veterans for the sacrifices they've made. And even if you're not a war veteran, and you are a veteran, then you made sacrifices. You had to give up your personal freedoms to protect the freedom of the people in the nation. We all had to do that. If you were military, you had to do that. Even military family members have to do that. I think almost everyone has either been in the military or has had family members who are in the military. So the sacrifices military members make. So I think treating veterans and stuff with the special things like discounts and stuff, it's a nice gesture. Like on Veterans Day or Memorial Day or whatever, I don't go around grabbing the free food. Sometimes I do, but it's not like my big goal in the day. I don't say, oh, today's Veterans Day, I can go eat free breakfast, free lunch, and free dinner. Although I know some people might really enjoy that and do that because, it's nice to feel like everybody honors you. But for me, I'm just like, if I happen to be out, I might get it, but most of the time, you won't see me rushing out to get the free food. Even like on my birthday, sometimes they have if it's your birthday, you get free food. I don't do that either. If I happen to be at that place on my birthday, I might mention it, But usually it's not me that mentions it. It's usually my son or something. He'll bring it up to me. Like he does that at the movie theater, which, I have a thing about asking for discount normally. I don't normally ask people for discount. I'll haggle prices, but I usually don't say, well, I'm a veteran or I'm a disabled vet. Can I get a discount? I usually don't do that. But my son, he always does that. So we go to the movies, and he always says, do you guys... Oh, shit. All the cars in front stopped. So, anyhow, we will go to the movie theater, and he will literally ask the cashier, hey, do you guys give military discount? And, they usually do give a discount. It's not like a lot. It's like maybe about, probably like 5, 10, maybe 15%, So I get the discount, I'll take it. But I don't personally, go out of my way to say, hey, I'm a vet, give me a discount. I don't do that. I also don't go around telling people I'm a vet. It's not something that, it's not that I'm not proud. I'm proud that, my father served, I served, our family has a history of serving, so I'm proud of that. But I don't go around saying, hey, my family's veterans, I'm a veteran, and blah, 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 and you need to treat us a certain way. I think that if you belong to any country at all, and you like that country, and you live in that country, and, you respect that country, you should serve. Everybody should serve. I don't know about making it like mandatory service. I know some countries, they have mandatory military service. You have to serve for like 3 to 5 years, or 2 to 3 years, or 4 years, or whatever. In that way, a country that does that, the people there, they become bonded. The military members have kind of like a brotherhood or a sisterhood. It's like one of those things that you don't think too much about, but even after you're out of the service, you still feel connected to others who are military. It's the same with like military brats, you're connected to other military brats. Like I'm on Facebook, all the brats were seeking each other out. So there were military brats from different countries, where we were stationed. American military brats were stationed worldwide. And I noticed there's several groups that have popped up for those bases overseas, and literally thousands of us are on there. Now all in our 40s and 50s and some older. But we were there as military brats, and there's an automatic connection. So I guess that's it. The main thing I just wanted to say is if you're a military, current military, or prior military, stolen valor doesn't mean they can't wear military uniform, if they're not military. What it means is they're trying to benefit from it financially, by lying and getting like a loan or money or donations and all that. Or they're wearing the purple heart that they didn't earn, that kind of stuff. Now, if they do dress up as an officer, and this is the big if, the uniform is the real one, they will go to jail for that. That's a federal offense. But if they dress up as a military officer and there's something wrong with the uniform, so it's not like a real uniform, they're, the color's off or the stripe's wrong or something, they don't go to jail for that. That's how TV shows have all those military guys in there. Whenever you see the TV shows where they show all the people dressed up in military uniform, like the officers and stuff, their uniform has something wrong. That's how they get away with it. I think the law allows the military, the movies and stuff can pretend, so as long as they don't look exactly legit. And for those people who want to be military and can't be military, or don't really want to be military, but want to be, wear the uniform stuff and get the accolades, I kind of feel sad for them. Some of the people that vet was confronting, they looked like they had mental illness. Like he had confronted this one guy who was wearing his brother's uniform, and he literally picked him up and took his one of the patches off his uniform. I'm like, dude, that's an assault right there. You're assaulting somebody. And not only that, the guy you're assaulting looks like he's got a mental disability. So, and if you're a vet who feels like everybody, owes the world owes you, you might want to reassess, because you're not the only vet. There are other vets out there too, and the world really doesn't owe. It's nice that as of recently, in America at least, they're trying to show respect and really they don't need to do that, but it's nice that they do. I would prefer that they do than they don't. I would prefer that the world continues to try to honor vets, because vets make some pretty heavy sacrifices. Now, I hope everybody's doing well. It is the new year. I want to wish you all a happy new year. If you weren't able to catch me before, I hope your new year is starting out well, starting off good, and that it continues to remain so. I hope that whatever goals and stuff you set for yourself for this year, you're able to achieve, and that you manage to stay healthy and safe. I am trying to simplify my life a bit. I've started streaming on Twitch, so I guess you can call me a Twitcher. I think they call them Twitch streamers or streamers. I don't think they call them Twitchers. But I've been testing out my gear. I bought some cheap gear. It's not the best, but it works. My computer that I use is like one that I dug out of the trash. Remember, somebody threw it away at the RV park. My son gave me some RAM to upgrade it, and I was able to get it to work. Although I had to work on it, run it in very low resolution, but I was able to get it to work. So I'll be streaming for kind of the fun of it. I don't really make any money on the Twitch because I'm not a partner or anything like that, at least not yet. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be, because they have requirements there, how many people have to follow you, how long you have to broadcast, and blah, 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 blah. But I'm thinking of just keeping the Twitch and doing the Twitch, because I'll be doing my, I want to get back into software development, writing video games and stuff. And I think I might use that channel to work with the viewers of the Twitch channel to develop my games, my old projects that are like 40 years old. I want to finish them up, but I'll use that so that I can talk to the viewers, who hopefully are all gamers, like game, and will play my game, so they can help me with making the game, like give me advice, give me suggestions, or let me know what they would like to see in a game. That way the game is like a community project almost. It's going to be unique in that I'm going to have a lot of audience involvement in it. And I plan on using Twitch for that. So if you haven't already found my Twitch channel, you might want to click the link. It's in the most of the video descriptions on the newer videos. So just click there and hit subscribe. And I do try to go on there. I will try to go at least once a week, if not more. Right now I'm going quite a bit because I'm testing, the setup and everything to make sure it's all working. But I will be twitching. So if you're into video games and want to watch me play games or watch me coding a new game, that's where you need to go. I may download some if it lets me download and put some of those videos on YouTube just to monetize them, because like right now on Twitch I don't really get anything. So but that's why you might not see me on here as much as I am on Twitch. It's kind of interesting, it's a totally different format. I think Twitch is geared more towards younger people. I feel like an old grandpa on there. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. I want to thank you all for joining me. And if you are military or former military, I thank you for your service. If you get angry at people who pretend to be military and they're not, remember you were military and you were fighting for their freedom to do that. So just keep that in mind, that they have that capability to do that because you, as a service member, were fighting to defend that freedom. And if you start attacking them and stuff, then you've forgotten what you were fighting for. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.